talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Saints. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Here now, 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Let's go now.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. This defense for the Saints, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
He'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure. And he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Back to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The numbers for him from a week ago: 6 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
And the competition gets a little bit tougher here because he's got to go against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL against the pass, the latest incarnation of the no-fly zone.
Wide open receiver, complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 12-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. 2nd and 4. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. And you look at this Saints defense. They were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass, you know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
They'll set up a throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target, able to pick up another first down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
The 43-yard line.
60 biceps, 60 biceps.
They'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. On first down, he'll drop to throw. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. He'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And brought down, but the juke, the very nice juke, gives him the first down yardage there. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers have cut it back within a score. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got his big tight end here. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game. And they hit that one there for big yardage.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 42. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Out of the gun, they'll look to nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, we may not see it behind the big play sheet that they like to use, but I bet there's a big grin on the defensive coordinator's face. A corner blitz, what we often call a cat blitz. Usually they disguise it, Brandon. You're up on a receiver. It looks like you're going to bump and run with him, press coverage, and then he just takes off straight for the quarterback, and someone comes behind him to pick up the receiver.
And as a former member of the secondary, it makes you happy too, doesn't it? And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. He'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Back now comes Tampa Bay. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Back to throw here. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. So a decent gain there, but not their 4th consecutive first down like they had on the first 3 plays.
You sound almost disappointed there. You want to fire the offensive coordinator on that one or what?
They'd gotten into a rhythm. I thought they were just going to keep going.
Well, almost a win for the defense, but if that's your win, you're not doing very well right now.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. 2nd and 11. And that one his first incompletion in its last 6 passes. And it's 3rd down. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up fourth down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
And now the Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, this from 33. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights, and that will knot us up at 10. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30, up to the 33. The Saints coming out now to take the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 38-yard line. All tied up at 10. 2 minutes left in the first half. 12 yards there and a first down. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They're going to look to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. One more drive here for the Buccaneer offense in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 2nd and 1. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Out of the gun now on third down. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at the 23. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where you see the final score there. 10-6, the final score. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 35-yard line.
They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 8 there on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Makes it 3rd and 3.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he is going to have the Bucs first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
At their 48-yard line.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
3rd and 5.
Now back to throw. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
We have so many different terms for 3rd down, 3rd and short, 3rd and long, 3rd and manageable. How about 3rd and medium? Because that's what this one was. The defense looked like they had him hemmed in, but he gets away, evades the rush, and picks up just enough for the first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Saints 37-yard line.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, it's complete. Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Saints 12-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
That one behind his man, incomplete.
So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go, and that's going to tie us at 13. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the 2nd half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
They'll set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
They'll set up a throw. Flush to his right. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. Is able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again, 1st and goal. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Boy, such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
So, CD, maybe put a pin in that one as this game progresses. It's a field goal that gets them the lead here in the 3rd, but, boy, you hate settling for 3 when you're that close to the goal line.
Well, it certainly pains me to say it, but I do think it was the right call. Now, if they lose, you and I both know that'd be one of the things that gets second-guessed. Why didn't you go for it on 4th and goal? I know the mindset was take the points, get the lead. And, by the way, if they went for it and got stuffed, they'd second-guess that, too.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
At the 29-yard line.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
66 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3.
The slot man in motion right.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 3rd down.
And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8. In motion, the tight end. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
3rd and 5.
And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Back to throw now on first down.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll drop to throw. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Buccaneers have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Pushing his way through.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter.
No gain on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Open man right side is his running back. It's complete downfield. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Saints answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead.
So minutes after giving up the lead in the fourth quarter, they say not so fast. Big play, and they grab that lead right back.
Talk about a seesaw game. Up, down, up, down. Did you have a seesaw? Did you play that when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah. Out on the playground, absolutely.
You had to make sure that you matched weight, though, on the other side, though, right? Otherwise, you could be up in the air a long time.
By the way, we're not done in this one. I think we're set up for an exciting finish.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
In motion goes the tight end. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Taking it about the 16. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Saints offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Saints punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So now the Bucs down by a field goal, just over a minute 40 to play. They need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Forced out to, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Eluding the pressure, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Got to avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Boy, going for it at this stage in the second half, back in the shadow of your own goalpost. Explanation, please, Mr. Davis.
I'm not sure I'm going to give you a great one, but here's a thought that I had. I wonder if maybe instead of going for it with your offense and announcing your intentions, that maybe you run out your special teams and fake it. Because even though teams say, hey, we plan for the fake all the time, I know from experience, you look at the situation and say there's no way they're going to fake it here, and they probably had a better chance if they tried it that way.
And they will take a knee here.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down